What is up, folks? Addy Ads here, Attican. My YouTube channel is no longer on timeout, and I'm allowed to post again. And I'm just doing a kind of a check-in stream right now. I haven't really been live recently on the neighborhood news channel at all, but I just wanted to. What's up, Contrarian Barbarian? Talk about the future of the internet and also to plug my store as well, which I should have put the link in the description box, but I will do that after my stream is done. I just put it in the live chat, and I'm gonna pin it in the comments as well, so people can have access to it. Only a few products on there right now, mostly just a few shirts with myself and Ryan, myself and George, and then some stuff on Mr. Epstein as well. Just plug in my Epstein files. But again, I wanted to talk about the future of the internet as it pertains to YouTube and the censorship that's been going on. And PeerTube is, I think, the future, and creating our own servers, creating my own server. I just bought my own or rented my own server last night. I made I think it was a 12-month contract. It's a lot more affordable than I think a lot of us thought, that it was like, it cost 30 grand to get a server, which is not the case. And some people might be asking, like, well, can the government just take it down? And my particular server is located in North America, in Canada, actually. And the same company that's doing the hosting actually hosts WikiLeaks as well. And WikiLeaks is still on the internet. And there's a protection in the sense that it's a independent contract between you and this company, as opposed to you using Patreon or YouTube, for example. They are the ones paying for the server. So the way we go here is basically having our own websites, my own website, for example, or the neighborhood news website, for example, and having a back catalog of our videos that can't be taken down from there. And additionally, live streaming is a possibility as well. And kind of waiting on a few, more waypoints as far as getting one of our server tech guys to have some free time to help us out with this. So again, that should be launched within 48 hours of last night, but sometimes it goes up sooner. And the really difficulty with this situation is getting people to switch over to not using YouTube, and to trusting, particularly creators, trusting these other people with hosting our own private servers, our own videos, own live stream, etc. So I really think PeerTube is the way to go. It's decentralized nodes. So what that means is, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. They're very centralized. They have their servers in one location. Mark Zuckerberg has full control of those Facebook servers. Jack, whatever his name is, has full control of the Twitter servers. Whereas with PeerTube, it's similar to torrenting. If anybody knows what torrenting is, it's downloading files on the internet. And the speed of the torrents download is dependent in part on how many people are seeding the file around the world, which makes it the downloads much more quick. So if one server falls down, that's fine, because that file is being seeded by other servers as well. So if somebody doesn't want you to be posting content on the internet, and this decentralized federation, and these federations on PeerTube, they can't take you down because you are the one hosting it, right? They can block you, they can block themselves from seeing you, but they can't take you down. So I also wanted to talk about the store as well. I got my store launched, and I put that link. Oh no, I didn't put it in the description box. Let me do that so people can support me that way. Hopefully, if anybody wants to do that, if you don't want to do a Patreon, which again, that's another thing, is like, for example, George lost his Patreon, so we're looking into getting a paywall because he is using his Venmo right now, but Venmo is owned by PayPal, which has kicked people off before, including Ryan Dawson. So I just put the link to my store right there, and the live chat, and the let me see if I'll add it to the comments and description box as well, and that's on Teespring. And I'm already making a backup store or additional store on Teasly, just in case Teespring goes nuclear on me, as they did with Ryan, for example. So we are on the cusp of change here, I think. On the internet, I don't think recreating YouTube channels constantly is a good long-term strategy. I think it'll be a good tactic for funneling people to our own private servers, because that is still where most of the traffic is. But in the long term, it's just not feasible, because they're just never going to allow independent creators doing work similar to what I'm doing to kind of get off the ground again and get all the 20 50K subscribers. It's just not going to happen. But again, it can be used as a conduit for channeling people to those more robust and independent decentralized platforms like PeerTube and private paywalls as well. Yeah, I just want to do a quick plug on those, and I will repost this on all my channels as well. I don't have my pro membership on StreamYard any longer, going through a bit of a dip in finances here recently, which is totally fine. Just kind of recalibrating here as we get into the second quarter of the new year here in 2021. So new store it launched for myself, Addy Ads products. Again, just t-shirts on there. I'm going to have mugs and stickers too, and always open to receiving feedback from people on what products they might want to see, or what images they might want to see on a t-shirt or a mug or something. I'm definitely very much open to requests. My Twitter DMs are always open, as are my Instagram DMs. You can message me on Facebook, but the messages, again, they don't really notify me if I do get messages on Facebook. So if anybody does want to see a certain design or a certain product on the store, please let me know. I'm trying to make them as cheap as possible. And again, it's hard to do this all on your own, so programs and services like Teasly and Teespring are really great, because not only do they give people a conduit for supporting myself and other independent creators, but they also get a t-shirt or a product of their desire in return as well. So yeah, I just wanted to plug those two things, guys. PeerTube again, and not just PeerTube, not just video hosting, but private chats and forums and private discords as well. Again, I've been talking to these tech guys located in various countries, Americans, but they're kind of all over the place about this. These guys that have been working with Ryan and now myself. It's a slow process in the beginning, but I think this is really inevitable. It's just inevitable. I think the way this is going with this censorship, the answer is this decentralization and having these private double encrypted servers. I mean, we got this, the service I used last night was basically Skype, but it was double encrypted, a private, our own server. So we're not using Skype, Discord, Telegram, whatever. And all this can be done on this website thanks to these tech guys. They really know how to take advantage of it. Again, the hard part is getting people to transfer over and getting creators used to the idea of PeerTube in general, because it's a technology that's barely 2 years old. I think it's slightly over 2 years old, but I think it's really like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the sense that it's almost inevitable it's going to blow up at some point. So we're really trying to be on the front lines, on the front edge, and leading the charge into this, because I think it's really going to be beneficial. I mean, George just lost his Patreon of very robust Patreon that it was 4 or 5 years of work taken away. Likewise with Ryan, lots of money really that these guys lost, thousands of dollars, not just on Patreon, but YouTube as well. A guy like Paul Cottrell, for example, got demonetized. Again, for someone like me, it doesn't really affect that much money for me right now, but in the future, it certainly does. Yeah, it's PeerTube, and I'm gonna again update everybody. My site isn't launched yet. We got it launched. I'm gonna check in with the tech guys. Actually, probably after I get off this call, I'll see if they're available and see what's going on. I had like a 2-hour chat with him last night. And we're all really excited about this. But again, the hard part is going to be getting creators to trust this technology and move away from YouTube because, you know, all these other video platforms, you know, we've all us creators, we've all been pitched these new video platforms that have been disappointed in some way, disappointing in some way. You know, you got Brand New Tube is unreliable, even though it has both a catalog library and live streaming. BitChute is kind of slow but reliable. Good library, but no live streaming, right? Rumble, a bit faster, not as quite as much traffic as BitChute, but again, no live streaming. Odysee is something I don't fully understand. It is tied to cryptocurrency, but again, the technology seems a bit more centralized. And I actually want to talk to these tech guys today about platforms like Odysee and Library, which I'm also on, but again, there's just not that much traffic on there. I think my highest subscriptions are actually on Brand New Tube, like 2.6 thousand, 2.2 thousand on Rumble, in part thanks to Patrick Burns' plug during the election season on my ballot traffic story. But again, YouTube, you know, now we're getting whacked under 1,000 people, so it's really it's a good conduit for getting eyeballs initially, but it's not a long-term solution by any means. And I think we're in a situation now where this transition period where creators are just unsure what to do. There's one other guy besides Ryan who I probably shouldn't name just because I'm not sure if he wants that. I'm sure most of you have heard of him, who's also doing this. So it's really a very small group of people that are pushing this forward. But again, PeerTube, decentralization, and federations, online digital federations are really the future because, for example, say the RCMP shows up and they want this company to shut down my server, right, in Canada. Well, even if that does happen, which again, this is a private contract between me and the server hosting company, we can move that server to another part of the world, or move that service. Really, you're not moving the server itself, but you're just using a different server in a different part of the world. So it's a much more robust solution. It does take a bit longer to get started, right? You can't just create a YouTube account and start uploading right away, or a PeerTube account, but it's a lot more stable and a lot more secure. And it really is the future, I think. So and just, you know, doing this stream to get PeerTube on people's lips as well. Steve, Cynthia, good to see everybody checking in. Horse Sense from Nebraska. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say, is just talk about the future of the internet, because, you know, and again, I was talking to my the tech guys about this too. Tech savvy people who were using the internet a decade ago or 15 years ago are very aware of just how drastically the internet has changed and how amazing it was before. Even though I was a child, I was still aware of this. Not even counting, you know, blogs or other websites, but just YouTube itself. I've noticed drastic changes over the last 15 years, to where before you could message people, you could find videos much easier, and now it's just so corporatized and so controlled that you can type in the exact name of a video and not see it on the entire first page of results. All you're going to see is NBC, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN, whatever. Name your alphabet, you know, news or media agency, and that's what's going to be on the first page. So yeah, again, PeerTube is the way to go. I'm in the process of getting that tech stuff set up. My store, again, is launched. If people want to support me that way, I put it in the description box now. It should be updated, as well as the live chat, and I'll put it in the comments as well too. I'm using Teespring at the moment. maybe switching to Teasley if I get kicked off there. So that's it, folks. I will see y'all soon, and stay frosty.